one water bottle filled up. The story's been going for a little bit. I think we're past the first one. There's a second squall line behind it that was looking pretty gnarly. Coming in. Sorry, it's hard to manage all this. I got up this morning and I put some rocks over my lines down by my tent stakes to hopefully help out here. Well, I guess all that rain's pretty much so we'll see what the storm's like here in another hour or two. There are some really close strikes of lightning, so I don't think I'm going to be out in it. It's not just rain. The forecast yesterday said it was just rain. The forecast for Saturday when I holed up was that it was going to be pretty bad. And it looks like it's been the reverse so far. So I'll take that and I'll put it in my water filter. Bags. I got the one with the little pour nozzle. Sorry for my terrible camera work here. There we go. Some more water. It's just a little bit, but it's enough to get you a liter after a few minutes of just holding it. The other deal is that it's fairly cold. So I'm gonna have to tuck my hands back up here in my hammock pretty soon. But I guess this is what you do in a thunderstorm. Next time though, I think I will try to find more cover because I'm kind of exposed here, and if these winds get up to 50, they're probably going to jack me up hard, blow my tarp away. So let's hope I don't have to suffer the brunt of that next squall line here, because that I won't be so confident in. For now though, that's what I'm doing. Well, I weathered that one without much incident. There's another line of storms coming that looks like it has a 50 mile an hour wind risk right now. It looks like it's scattering out and breaking up as the sun's coming up, so I'm hoping that I don't get hit with the brunt of it. Again, I'm not in the best location. I wish I had those rhododendrons or whatever to act as windbreaks. So before that storm, I went out and put rocks over the anchors of my tarp, and then I went out and I have some paracord, so the windward side of everything. I attached some additional tie-down points on my tarp, just in case. I'll probably give it another hour or so. The other guy that was here, that he was in the Smokies, and apparently a few years back, and just bugged it out of the way. He said they got hit with 3 hurricanes that year, so whatever year that was, and it rained for like 3 weeks straight, and he got chased out of the Smokies because of the 8-inch snowstorm. He said they had rangers come in on horses. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. And run him out of the park. And he said that was terrible. Anyways, he got up and he started walking. And he said, "You're just going to have to learn how to deal with it." I will. By sitting my big butt right here and waiting it out. And seeing how this goes. So, best of luck to him. He's traveling super light. He almost didn't put up his tarp yesterday. And he said, I probably should. So, I'll give it another hour. I'm probably gonna take off my shoes and just see what happens with the next storm line that moves through. Otherwise, curl myself up under this blanket and try to stay warm because it is cold. It's not as bad as the first night I was out here, or second night, whatever that was. The first night that I got so cold. This one's not that bad, but it's number 2 out of the week and a half I've been here. It's that calm right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go check radar, and then I will check in. I really don't want to have to put my stuff up if it's super wet. There's the lighting. It might about to be here. Yeah. Who knows? Well, I'm glad I didn't head out. It is foggy, cold, rainy. I already drank about 3/4 of a liter because there's no water for 5 miles today. And I avoided going 2 miles to get it yesterday. It's still putting off a decent amount. That's a quart pot, and I just emptied it about 3 minutes ago. It's got maybe a pint in it. I could be better at collecting it, but it's doing just fine, and I don't have to hold the tarp and get my hands colder. So, not too terrible for my first thunderstorm, but the storm could have stayed together and been a lot worse, so I'm not thinking I'm that clever yet. But that should give me full bottles to head out today. I just don't think I'm heading out anytime soon. Not in that. I feel bad for that other guy. Oh well. There aren't any big mountains, so I'm not too worried about him. It'll just... Some people like it sucking worse than I do. Man. But I'm really happy I saved myself 2 miles. There's my water collection system. I do have to filter it though. That stuff is not... For all these people that like rainwater because it's so pure, that ain't pure at all. Especially after it's been so dry. It's muddy and leafy and... I'd drink it if I had to. I mean, if I was that off. But I'm filtering that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe I'll have some oatmeal today. It's not like I'm going anywhere for right now. And I have enough water to make some, so, and I have enough fuel. All things considered, this might pan out to be a pretty good day as far as supplies go. This is about what I imagined the trail would be like as I'm falling even on flat ground. Just gradual ups and downs. I say that, and here's an uphill climb. But for about 3/4 of a mile, it's been really nice. Even this isn't bad. I was walking back there a couple hundred yards, and there was about a 30-pound log, just real quiet, came out of the tree and smashed into the trail in front of me. Oh, well, that's a good reminder, even on these easy days, that something can kill you out here real fast. So, I'm still going to use my trekking poles because it's a bit muddy. But, see, if the trail would have started out like this, would have been fine. But no. It starts out really tough. Well, for somebody that's getting off the couch, really tough. Which I'm sure weeds out. But if you don't know, that's how you know you're on the AT. Called a white blaze. I'm just gonna walk and enjoy this while it's like this. Fuss whenever it's not like this anymore. But beautiful. That boulder right there was running down the hill and it stopped on its migration. Take a look at the view. It's probably gonna start again because all the trees are blocking it. And if it could knock down like those 2, 4, you know, it'd open the view up for everybody else. It's cool, those rocks. Okay. Trail's still going. I'm on the downhill slide. I hope I'm coming up on the shelter. It feels like I walked the ways today. I'll still probably go past that because it's still fairly early, even though I started at noon. See how much further I get. I'd really like to try to clear this in between the 2 gaps. Maybe within 3 days. Maybe pushing into the 4th. But it's not that far. I just want to make sure I can do more than 5 miles a day on average. I started out at what, 2? So working my way up there. Pretty area though. All right, I'll check back in later. This is like a natural zen wall. It's also where I'm gonna get a drink from. Pretty cool. So I made it just over 6 miles today, something like that, in 5 hours, 4 and change. Today was I don't want to say it was an easy walk because I was tired and I sweated a lot, but it wasn't terrible. I could have probably done 8. I got that late start at like noon. So my right knee feels like there's a pull right behind the kneecap. And so instead of keeping on just because I can, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop. Plus, I came across a pretty good tent site. It's called Poplar something because of the poplars. So I'm not sure this is a poplar that I'm under. I think I'm under a pawpaw tree. Maybe. I've always wanted to eat a pawpaw. There's no fruit. I think that's what this is. Leaf shapes look like it. So anyways, I'm gonna just hang out here since I'm not needing to kill it. I ran across a guy from Arizona and he did search and rescue in the Grand Canyon and he hikes a lot. He did 20 miles today. Went up Blood Mountain and then all the way here. Just an insane amount. Dude is the most unassuming, like 50-year-old dude, and he's killing it. And I said, how in the world, like, what do you do for a living to do this? Anyway, so he does that, and he said he had to train for coming out here. So he walks 2 to 3 hours a day on his treadmill at like a 10 or 12% incline or something like that every day. Plus he hikes a lot. Day hikes in Arizona. Phenomenal. That's some dedication right there. I sat on the couch. They also asked me about my bag, which is, yeah, still heavy. Those guys, they know how to pack light. Maybe one day I'll try it. Maybe one day I won't have so much food. I did try to pack in my underquilt in my bag today, so I'm trying to get smaller to where I don't even have to have my hammock on the outside of my bag, but I'm gonna have to nuke something else in there. Maybe some electronics, and maybe something else. And the other deal is like my underquilt and stuff, if I have to take that off every time, well, maybe I can do this. It just takes a long time to take down in the morning. And the more it has to take down, like, the less you want to get out of your tent because it's just a lot. So, search and rescue guy said that he doesn't mind staying in shelters if it's going to rain, because that way he doesn't have to take anything down in the rain and he doesn't have to wait for it to stop. He just puts on his rain gear and goes, which was probably a good idea. I'm not going to do that, but probably a good idea. I think I'm most terrified about catching like norovirus or getting eaten by mice in those shelters. Pretty gross. I thought I heard a mouse chewing on my bag last night. I got pissed off. Tried to jump out of bed. It was just my rain fly hitting my tent. It was just making that little noise. And then I thought I heard a bear or a bobcat or something earlier. And so I looked around. I was trying to find out where the noise came from. It was my stomach. I scared myself. So overall, I think it's doing pretty well. I've got the little aches and pains and, those little fusses, but life seems to be doing a little bit better now that I'm a week and a half in. We'll keep going unless something gives out and just limits me. But I was kind of still worried about the water situation, but last night did just fine. I'm under a heavy canopy this time. I hope the rain still comes in the same way, but it's supposed to rain. Some kid up at the shelter said it was supposed to rain till 1. So it's going to be another day of like late, probably, with me getting going. I don't like having wet stuff in my bag, but this seems to be drying pretty well, pretty fast. Because it was dry when I put it in, but the rain fly and everything and the ends of the hammock get wet, and so then it makes everything wet in the bag. Well, I'll learn to deal with it. So I'm gonna cook. Probably gonna tension my ridge line a little bit more because it's saggy. I still haven't figured this whole hammock thing out totally. Like, how tight do you pull it or something. I'll figure it out eventually. Bag rode a lot better today. So overall, not a terrible day. I wouldn't say that it was overall enjoyable. I still don't like the idea of walking, but I'm getting more comfortable with the uphills a little bit until my knee started twinging me today. So I'll probably try to elevate my legs and see if that helps tonight. I've got my hammock set up differently to where I can kick my feet way up there. Yeah, so not all terrible. It is supposed to rain again, and so I have like my bag set up. I keep dragging branches and stuff around, which I don't know if you're supposed to do that in these tent sites or not, to where I can set my bag up on them, and that way I don't have to worry about it sitting in the mud if it gets muddy. This area seems a little bit, oh no, maybe it's on a slant enough to where the water will flow out. I didn't have any problems last night, so hopefully again tonight it'll be good. But you never know. It's whenever I think I've done everything right that I'm going to end up getting in trouble. So I'll probably check in one more time today. I use my phone a lot, so tomorrow's going to be rainy. Day after, I'll probably sit somewhere in charge. But I should be at the next gap pretty soon. I think 2 days, 2 7-mile days. So do this again twice, and I'll be at the next gap. And it feels good to put, I know that's just like the bare minimum still, 8 miles that people say to shoot for when you're starting out. But it's a lot better than 2 miles in a day that I was doing, or 2.5, whatever it was. It took me 4 days to walk 8 miles, even though I camped one of them. So, doing a little bit better. Maybe by week 4, I'm going to be doing solid 8s. Maybe. Maybe I'll be out of Georgia by July. What is this? April, May, June, July. Yeah, by July. We'll find out, I'm sure. Anyways, I'm gonna cook up some jerky. I have deer jerky. I'm gonna make that into a brown gravy sauce. Pour it on some mashed potatoes. Yum. And then probably have some rice with it too. Yeah, sounds tasty.